Princess Anne's recent decision to take unprecedented legal action against Queen Camilla has sent shockwaves through the very core of the British monarchy, marking a dramatic turning point in an institution renowned for its adherence to tradition and silence behind closed doors. Princess Anne, well known for her reserved, duty-bound nature, has, surprisingly, stepped into the limelight with her bold confrontation, revealing significant tensions within the royal family that had previously been kept hidden from public view. This legal move breaks centuries-old royal protocol, further magnifying the growing sense of dissatisfaction among the royal family members and the increasing pressure within the palace to confront some harsh realities about their roles and relevance in the modern world. In a time where monarchy and tradition have been central to the royal family's public identity, Princess Anne's challenge introduces an unexpected layer of drama that could have significant ramifications for the future of the British royal family. In her actions, Anne has brought to light a deeply personal matter that was hidden for years, showing that even long-established figures within the royal family are not exempt from the conflicts that often plague institutions trying to navigate an ever-changing landscape. But as this drama unfolds, the internal rift becomes public, forcing even King Charles III to make impossible decisions about where his loyalties should lie, with his wife, Queen Camilla, or his sister, Anne. This growing divide between two of the most prominent women in his life threatens to unravel some of the carefully constructed fabric that Queen Elizabeth II worked to weave over decades. Throughout Queen Elizabeth's reign, she stood as the steadfast guardian of the British monarchy, shaping its course through both triumph and tragedy. For 7 decades, she remained the heart of Britain's political and cultural identity, even when the monarchy's future was uncertain in turbulent times, such as the wars, social upheavals, and controversies that surrounded the family. She governed not only with grace and strength, but with the wisdom to know that the monarchy had to remain flexible in order to endure. Her legacy was built not just on the historical foundation of the crown, but on a conscious effort to modernize it, understanding that evolution was the key to survival. Her historic decision to televise her coronation in 1953 is seen as a transformative moment, ushering in a new era for the monarchy. By broadcasting this event, she allowed the world to see the monarchy in a way it never had before, and in doing so, she took the first step in bridging the often opaque institution with the public, aligning it with an increasingly accessible and democratic society. The Queen's sense of duty never wavered, and this commitment to both her family and her country shaped the path forward for the monarchy. While she was first and foremost a sovereign, her family role as a mother was equally important, especially in her close relationship with Princess Anne, whom she trusted with the family's deepest secrets and responsibilities. The personal and political boundaries that Elizabeth navigated were at times blurred, revealing the complexity of her position in the palace. This balancing act came to a head during her final years as she focused her attention on preparing her successors for a new generation of royal leadership. In particular, her unique connection to Kate Middleton illustrated how the monarchy's future could rest on the ability of younger royals to adapt to the modern world while remaining true to the crown's centuries-old heritage. Kate Middleton embodied the very qualities Elizabeth saw as vital to the monarchy's continued relevance: grace, dedication, and the ability to connect with the public in a personal, relatable way. As Elizabeth entered her twilight years, she increasingly saw in Kate the future of the royal family, one in which duty was not just preserved but evolved. Elizabeth's vision for the monarchy rested on the idea that, though tradition should guide the crown, the monarchy itself could not exist in isolation from modern values and social changes. She saw in the younger generation the key to a successful, progressive monarchy. What was intended to be the Queen's final vision for the monarchy's future, a graceful transition into a more modern and contemporary royal family led by William and Kate, was far from simple. The challenges involved in merging these two ideals, honoring tradition while embracing a future that could ensure royal relevance in a rapidly changing world, have proven more difficult than expected. The recently revealed journals of Queen Elizabeth, entrusted to Princess Anne, show that Elizabeth had growing concerns over Camilla's increasing role within the palace and her growing influence was viewed by Elizabeth as conflicting with the carefully mapped-out future she envisioned for the monarchy. Anne's confrontation with Camilla over these issues became the catalyst for the brewing storm, revealing a deep rift in the royal family that ultimately triggered her decisive legal action. This move, filled with deeply personal stakes, exposed Anne's own commitment to her mother's legacy, revealing the underlying layers of frustration within the family regarding Queen Elizabeth's carefully cultivated future plan. What appeared to be a standard family dinner, perhaps an opportunity for reconciliation before the coronation, quickly turned into an explosive confrontation. Princess Anne, armed with her mother's testament in the form of her private journals, confronted Camilla with irrefutable evidence of what she considered to be Camilla's mismanagement of royal protocols, her undermining of other family members, and, most significantly, her apparent disregard for the legacy Queen Elizabeth had hoped to establish. With King Charles caught between his loyalty to his wife and the devotion to his family's enduring institution, the royal family now faces the difficult choice of whether to prioritize unity or risk an irreversible division at the heart of the monarchy. Anne's actions have sent shockwaves not just within the palace but among the public, signaling that the monarchy might need to rethink how it approaches not just its role in British society, but the very future of its place in the world. As the revelations continue, it has become clear that this isn't just a passing family squabble, but a fundamental power shift that could reshape everything. Kate Middleton's quiet defiance at the latest royal gathering, wherein she refrained from curtsying to Camilla, further highlights the tension in the family. This symbolic act, though subtle, speaks volumes about the broader generational shift occurring within the royal family. Kate represents a newer, more modernized understanding of the monarchy, and as the future queen consort, her perspective may drive the crown further into the modern era, away from the traditional model that, some believe, may be becoming obsolete. Reports of Camilla potentially being stripped of her queen consort title were only the beginning of the series of royal dramas. The monarchy now faces a daunting question. Will this unraveling of royal dynamics become the catalyst for change that ensures its survival, or will it mark the end? Of the royal family's central role in British life, even the most storied institutions have their breaking points, and for Princess Anne, this wasn't about winning a personal battle. It was about protecting her mother's legacy, her family's legacy, and the very institution that her ancestors had spent centuries establishing. The fight to preserve the monarchy in a skeptical world may require more than adherence to old protocols. Sometimes, breaking tradition is what keeps a legacy alive. As the royal family adapts, it's becoming increasingly clear that the monarchy will only survive by transforming itself in ways nobody ever could have predicted. The Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, has emerged as one of the most influential and transformative figures in modern royal history. With her quiet strength and subtle yet calculated actions, she represents not only personal triumph, but also embodies the future of the monarchy at a crucial juncture. Her rise to prominence within the royal family is marked by a rare combination of personal grace and sharp strategic thinking, traits that are increasingly essential for an institution like the monarchy that finds itself facing questions of relevance in a rapidly changing world. Underneath her calm, polished public image lies a powerful strategic mind capable of navigating the treacherous waters of royal politics, effectively positioning herself as an indispensable part of the royal family's future. One of the most notable aspects of Kate's rise is the calculated, deliberate manner in which she has positioned herself alongside Princess Anne, particularly in the aftermath of the royal family's recent upheavals. Kate's alliance with Anne, the staunch protector of royal traditions, is not merely coincidental but a thoughtful, strategic move that places her squarely in line with the guardians of Queen Elizabeth's legacy. This shift is a testament to her deep understanding of both the institution's traditions and the pressing need for modernization. Kate has played a significant role in preserving the monarchy's public trust, building a foundation of respect and admiration through her philanthropic efforts, her role as a mother, and her unwavering focus on important social issues. Even her harshest critics have found it impossible to deny her ability to inspire respect across a broad demographic spectrum. Behind the stone walls of Kensington Palace, the alliance between Kate and Princess, and has formed a potent force for change, bringing a sense of purpose and momentum to a royal family at a crossroads. These two women, one carrying the legacy of her mother and the other embodying Diana's grace, have cultivated a quiet but profound collaboration. Behind closed doors, they have been holding private tea meetings, reflecting not just a familial bond but a determined commitment to upholding Queen Elizabeth's vision for a modernized monarchy. Sources familiar with these clandestine meetings reveal that these gatherings, often held in the drawing room where Diana once worked on her own royal transformation, have evolved into strategic discussions on how to navigate the future of the monarchy. Their alliance is a vital one, an effort to reshape the institution in such a way that it can effectively adapt to the demands of modernity without sacrificing its long-established traditions. The effects of this quiet revolution in the royal family became public at a recent high-profile royal gathering, where Kate's refusal to curtsy to Queen Camilla marked a pivotal moment of defiance. This seemingly small act of rebellion wasn't simply a breach of royal protocol. It sent a clear message about the growing shift in family dynamics, the tension between the royal family's established order and the push for change. The atmosphere at the event was electric, with observers watching in awe as tradition collided head-on with new winds of change. Kate's refusal to bow to the expected protocol had far-reaching consequences, revealing the extent to which the dynamics of royal power were shifting, signaling the rise of a new era. An era where the monarchy's survival may depend on its ability to embrace evolution rather than continue to adhere to old conventions that no longer resonate with the public. Beyond the ceremonial, Kate's growing influence is evident in the considerable shifts in the philanthropic approach of the monarchy. Her long-standing commitment to early childhood development and mental health has helped modernize royal charity, moving beyond formal engagements into real, meaningful social impact. By drawing attention to these issues, Kate has transformed royal philanthropy from mere ceremonial gestures into causes with genuine social significance. Even King Charles, recognizing the shifting tides and Kate's deep understanding of public sentiment, has reportedly begun to turn to her for advice on public engagement matters, deferring to her instincts on how best to present the royal family to the public. This growing reliance on Kate underscores her significance as a modernizer within an institution that has struggled to remain relevant in the face of contemporary demands for transparency and accountability. Kate's relationship with Queen Elizabeth, particularly during their final years together, also plays a crucial role in this generational shift within the royal family. As monarch, Queen Elizabeth had always been a figurehead, both revered and above reproach, but in her final years, she opened up to Kate in ways that revealed the deep bond between them. According to palace insiders, Elizabeth spent considerable time with Kate, providing mentorship and passing on her royal wisdom and insights that had accumulated over 7 decades of leadership. These private conversations, which have now been revealed through confidential sources, profoundly shaped Kate's vision for the future of the monarchy, which seeks to balance the sacred traditions of the past with the demands of modern governance. For Kate, the lessons learned from Elizabeth during those intimate discussions have laid the foundation for her approach to leading a family poised for reinvention. As tensions within the royal family mounted and personal rivalries became more pronounced, Kate's diplomatic skills proved invaluable. She has established herself as a critical bridge between the older royals, including Princess Anne, who upholds the old ways of the monarchy, and the younger generation pushing for progress and reform. Kate's unique ability to maintain warm relationships on both sides of the generational divide has positioned her as a key mediator, one who understands the necessity of balance between preserving royal protocol and modernizing it for a new era. Her delicate management of these familial and generational tensions has not only garnered respect within the family, but has further solidified her as a central, unifying figure who will ultimately help steer the monarchy through the tumultuous waters of this new age. Kate's influence extends far beyond just family politics, even touching on the way the monarchy's legacy will be shaped for future generations. Her methods in parenting, merging traditional values with a modern openness and connection to the public, have begun to redefine what it means to raise future monarchs. Sources within the palace now say that Kate's influence is even reshaping the way other royal children are being raised, marking a departure from centuries-old traditions that have long guided the upbringing of royalty. Kate's embrace of a more open, accessible, and progressive royal parenting style represents the new face of a monarchy that must evolve in order to remain relevant in the eyes of the public. Perhaps the most striking element of this shift is the way that influence within the royal family is no longer solely determined by birthright or title. Instead, it has begun to flow toward those like Kate who possess the rare ability to effectively balance traditional authority with a deep connection to the people. This represents a major paradigm shift, one that may be the monarchy's only chance for survival in an increasingly democratic world. As monarchies face growing skepticism from the public, particularly among those disillusioned with inherited privilege, the crown must adapt or risk becoming irrelevant. This is the test that Kate Middleton, along with Princess and others, is helping the monarchy navigate. As recent royal dramas fade into history, one thing has become indisputable. The future of the British monarchy lies not with those who try to preserve it as it once was, but with those bold enough to reimagine it for a new generation. This is the crossroads at which the monarchy now stands. At a time where the need to evolve is at odds with centuries of tradition, it is unclear whether this evolution will be embraced or rejected, but the quiet revolution taking place within the palace gates offers a glimpse into the direction the royal family is poised to take. With the guidance and foresight left by Queen Elizabeth, it seems that the future may well belong to those like Kate, who understand that change is not a threat, but a necessary force for the survival and continued relevance of one of the world's oldest and most respected institutions. Transparency and accessibility are increasingly demanded of the monarchy, while traditionalists warn against compromising its mysterious allure. The recent power struggle involving Queen Camilla has only heightened these debates, forcing the family to confront uncomfortable questions regarding power, legitimacy, and the true meaning of royal duty. The public's growing appetite for change presents both challenges and opportunities for the royal family. With social media revolutionizing how people interact with the monarchy, there is an unprecedented demand for access and authenticity. Young royals like William and Kate have embraced this new landscape, using digital platforms to shape their narrative while maintaining essential boundaries. Their success in this digital realm offers hope for a monarchy striving to remain relevant in an increasingly connected world. Yet, beneath the carefully curated public appearances, a more complex reality is unfolding. The monarchy's future hinges not just on public perception, but also on its ability to adapt its core functions for the modern age. Sources close to the palace suggest that ongoing discussions are focused on streamlining royal duties, reducing ceremonial excess, and directing efforts toward initiatives that clearly benefit British society. Princess Anne's bold stand against perceived threats to the institution has sparked a wider conversation about accountability within the royal family. The former practice of presenting a unified, closed front has given way to a more nuanced approach, where internal checks and balances are seen as essential in ensuring that the monarchy remains true to its foundational purpose. The role of the Commonwealth is particularly significant in future discussions, with member nations increasingly questioning their traditional ties to the crown. To address this, the monarchy must reimagine its relationship with this global family of nations. Insiders suggest that William and Kate are already preparing for this challenge, seeking ways to transform historic bonds into meaningful partnerships for the modern era. At the same time, financial sustainability has become a pressing concern, especially as public scrutiny of royal expenses intensifies. The institution is under mounting pressure to justify its cost to taxpayers. Behind the scenes, advisors are working on new funding models aimed at reducing reliance on public money, all while maintaining the dignity and independence of the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth's final vision for the monarchy is becoming clearer with each passing day. Survival demands a careful and thoughtful evolution. As one senior palace aide confided, the real question isn't whether the monarchy will change, but whether it can change thoughtfully enough to endure. As the royal family navigates these turbulent waters, It's becoming increasingly clear that the future of the monarchy lies not in rigid adherence to the past, but in the ability to embrace change while honoring its timeless role in British life. One truth stands out, as one insider poignantly observed. The monarchy that emerges from this turbulent period will be fundamentally different from the one that entered it. Perhaps, painful as it may be, this transformation is exactly what the institution needs to ensure its survival in an ever-changing world. The coming months will determine whether this ancient institution can truly reinvent itself without losing its essence. As this royal saga continues to unfold, it brings us to a pivotal crossroads where tradition meets the uncertain dawn of tomorrow. From Princess Anne's steadfast defense of the crown to Kate's quiet revolution, these transformative moments show us that even the most venerable institutions must evolve in order to survive. The real question is whether the monarchy can bridge the gap between its storied past and the uncertainties of its future,